Hi guys and welcome to MotorBeam. The Dominar 400 is one of the best motorcycles you can buy on a budget, and now Bajaj has gone ahead and made it even better. In fact, the old bike was so good that we at MotorBeam raced it against the Rajdhani. But today we are going to be telling you what all changes are there on this motorcycle by answering some very important questions. Not really. It looks exactly the same as before, other than the fact there have been minor changes that have been done to make it look that much fresher. For starters, there are no changes to the panels, but the coloring scheme has been changed, and in this auroral green color which has been inspired by the northern lights, it definitely looks a little Kawasaki. But the devil is in the details. If you look closely, you will find a lot of changes, like the headlight has been revised. It gets some plastic paneling, and from the side the cut has been made smaller to make the light look a bit robotic in Bajaj speak. Meanwhile, the tail light also gets revision. The LEDs look sharper there. The exhaust has been revised too. It gets dual barrels, and that's not all. This motorcycle also gets the the Dominar logo on the pillion seat. On the wheels front, Bajaj Auto has gone back to black colored rims instead of the golden colored which came with an update to the Dominar, and of course it gets upside down forks now, and the disc has been shifted to the other side at the front. The motorcycle also gets a new tank pad. The mirrors have been revised to they are new, and they get new stocks which are made of cast aluminium. The side stand has been revised as well, which is now of forged steel. Not much actually, because the console remains the same as before. However, the second console which is on the tank now gets more information on offer. It gives a lot of information, including an odometer, twin trip meters, as well as a clock and a gear position indicator, which by the way isn't that easy to look at while riding the motorcycle. The button placement for toggling through various functions on the main console have been placed right there on the secondary console. The primary console also shows you the side stand indicator, and all the telltale lights have been removed from the secondary console, and some of them have been shifted to the main console now. What are you searching, dude? Hello?
I'm trying to connect to the Bluetooth that I was trying yesterday.
The Bluetooth connectivity has been removed. There's not a single Bajaj logo on this motorcycle. The Dominar has always been a very powerful motorcycle for its category, but Bajaj has gone ahead and given it a power up by 5 PS. This one now produces 40 PS of power, although the power delivery comes in later at the RPM range. Meanwhile, the torque output is the same as before, but it now comes 500 RPM later. The overall result is that this motorcycle is now faster. It takes 7.1 seconds to go from 0 to 100 km per hour compared to the previous motorcycle's 8.23 seconds. The top speed has also improved by 8 km per hour. This engine gets a lot of updates. Not only does it shift to a DOHC setup, it also has a higher compression ratio now, which means that it will heat up slightly more than before. The result of the increase in power means that this motorcycle has a crispier throttle response. It does feel faster than before, and of course the comfortable cruising speed of this motorcycle is up by 10 to 15 km per hour. However, there are no changes to the gear ratios of this motorcycle, but it does rev faster than before and redlines at 9,500 RPM. The claimed fuel economy remains the same as before, which is a claimed 27 km per litre. Thanks to the revised exhaust on this motorcycle, it sounds better than before, it's louder, and it is more bassy throughout the rev range. Although the power output is now closer to the Duke 390, The power delivery is not frantic at all, and it is more towards cruising than outright sporty riding. Yes, they have reduced, and the increase in width of this motorcycle is to credit for the same, because the bar and weights on this motorcycle are wider in order to absorb all those vibes. However, there's still a lot of vibes which can be felt in the top end of the rev range, but the vibes are more contained now. The buzziness which was there earlier has gone, and you can feel less of the vibes on the seat, handlebar and the foot peg, unlike before. Yes, it does ride better than before, because Bajaj has revised the rear suspension, made it softer by revising the spring rates on this motorcycle, and of course it gets upside down forks at the front. So overall the ride quality has definitely improved. It feels supple now. There are no changes to the seat height of this motorcycle. In fact, the seat cushioning also remains the same as before, and the seat height of 800 mm is comfortable for both short as well as tall riders. A pillion is also comfortable on this motorcycle. The weight of this motorcycle has gone up by 2 kgs, which is not much. However, the steering isn't very responsive or fast. It has improved thanks to the new 43 mm upside down forks, which are shared with all the KTM motorcycles sold in the Indian market. The old Dominar also used 43 mm forks. These, being inverted forks, give it better front end feel. The handlebar has become slightly heavy, thereby giving more feedback to the rider, but this motorcycle isn't really suited for corner craving. It is more suited to riding through sweepers at higher speeds. The tires are the same as before, and they don't do a great job, considering the improvement in power makes it slightly difficult to put all that power down aggressively. The brakes of the Dominar have always been good, but they lack that initial bite. That has improved because this motorcycle now gets radial calipers at the front, and overall brake feel is pretty good on this motorcycle. It comes with ABS as standard, a dual channel unit. After a lot of confusion trying to decide where the Dominar is positioned in the market, finally Bajaj has decided that this motorcycle is more apt for touring. It is aimed at those who want to go the long distance, whether they are amateurs or professionals, and thus certain changes done on this motorcycle make it an apt tourer. Like, of course, the side stand, which can withstand a lot more weight, open the pillion seat, and there are bungee cord hooks as well. So yes, it is a tourer now. While the riding triangle remains the same as before, and this is a comfortable motorcycle, I think the seat could have been slightly softer, which would have helped on longer journeys. The tires could have been better too, thereby tackling the increase in power of this motorcycle. The vital information in the secondary console should have been there in the primary console, and the new information added in the primary console should have been there in the secondary console. Because honestly, when you're riding, you would want to see what is the gear position, you want to see what is the time, but you necessarily do not want to see what is the average fuel economy, which you can come to a halt and obviously check. And as a personal opinion, ride-by-wire could have added to a more crispier throttle response. Well, there are plenty of options in the market. Of course, you can get KTMs, which by the way have lost the VFM tag, and you can obviously get one of these, the classic 500, which by the way is a very different kind of motorcycle. Bajaj is no longer saying Hathi mat palo, because this is a different breed altogether. People who buy Royal Enfield motorcycles don't even look at the Dominar, and vice versa. So if you're the kind who likes to go hyper riding, then this is the motorcycle you should buy. But if you're the old school guy who wants to enjoy the thump and of course the feel of riding, then it's probably the Royal Enfield you should consider. I don't know what's happening, man. value for money tag is going from every possible motorcycle. The KTMs are no longer value for money. This also isn't as much value for money as before. However, when you look at this motorcycle, the Classic 500, you do realize that the Dominar 400 offers a lot of value for your money, actually in spades. So as you can see guys, the Dominar has become even better than before, and this is a motorcycle which definitely justifies its hyper riding tag even more now. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked it, do give it a thumbs up, that's a like button, and do let us know in the comment section below which motorcycle will you pick, the Dominar 400 or the Royal Enfield Classic 500.
Stealth Black.
There are millions of editions like that, Stealth Black and Pegasus, which people threw in the garbage. You know that, right? And by the way, don't forget to subscribe to the MotorBeam channel.